Human activity has already altered 70% of all ice-free land on the planet. At our current pace, 90% of the Earth's surface will bear that same human imprint by the year 2050. This visualization shows the carbon cost. By 2030, intensive agriculture will have stripped 32 gigatons of carbon from the soil, leaving the land structurally and biologically hollow. Halting the spread of this degraded soil requires looking past our common imagery and examining how a desert is actually defined. Most people associate the desert with intense heat and vast fields of hot sand, but temperature is a secondary factor. Scientists define a desert by one unifying metric: an environment receiving less than 15 inches of precipitation annually. This makes the polar regions some of the largest deserts on Earth. Though locked in ice, moisture rarely falls, keeping them profoundly arid. We see the same contradiction in coastal deserts. They sit directly next to the ocean, but cold currents prevent clouds from forming, leaving the land next to the water with virtually no rain. A desert is not a specific place, but a physical condition of scarcity that forces nature to adopt its most extreme survival strategies. In the absence of water and stabilizing plant roots, wind becomes the primary sculptor of the landscape, a mechanism known as aeolian processes. This diagram shows the angle of repose. Wind stacks sand until the pile reaches a 34-degree limit. Once exceeded, the face collapses. This continuous cycle of stacking and collapsing allows barchan dunes to march across the landscape. But if winds blow from multiple directions, they lock the sand in place. Instead of traveling, the dune is forced to build vertically. These stationary star dunes can reach massive heights, rising over 750 feet from the desert floor. The landscape is not a random wasteland. It is a structured architectural response to the absence of moisture. Biology mirrors this geological efficiency through xericoles, animal species that have hacked their own internal systems to bypass the need for liquid water. The kangaroo rat, for example, can live its entire life without ever taking a drink. It creates its own metabolic water internally. By digesting dry seeds, its body extracts the hydrogen and oxygen needed to synthesize moisture at the cellular level. To maintain this supply, the rat minimizes every possible loss, excreting highly concentrated urine and bone-dry feces to keep every microdrug of moisture in its system. Other species focus on thermal regulation. The fennec fox utilizes its oversized ears as radiators, pumping blood through a network of vessels to dissipate body heat into the air. Life in the arid zone has re-engineered its internal systems to operate on a different economy, one where a single drop of moisture or a blast of heat is managed with near-total efficiency. Nature's adaptations took millions of years to evolve, but human activity is moving faster, eroding soil up to 100 times faster than natural processes can replenish it. When land degrades at this speed, soil loses its structure and blows away, creating massive dust storms that swallow human habitats in minutes. To combat this, we are turning to land degradation neutrality, the principle of using engineering to stabilize the soil and prevent further loss. The Great Green Wall is an 8,000-kilometer living barrier of trees and restored farmland designed to halt the outward expansion of the Sahara. In Ningxia, China, workers use straw checkerboards. These low-tech geometric grids are buried in the sand to act as an artificial root system, disrupting the wind before it can carry the soil away. By locking the sand in place with these grids, vegetation is finally able to take root and stabilize the slope. These methods have already seen success on the lowest plateau, where millions of people use terracing and deforestation to reverse degradation across an area the size of France. These strategies, from the physics of wind-blocking grids to the management of entire plateaus, provide the blueprint for holding back the sand and maintaining the stability of the soil we rely on.